We are looking at Joanne's golden hour, blue hour, and I think she got that timing right. What a fabulous shot this appears to be. Love the foreground with the light on that building, different than what we would normally see out there. Going back to the beautiful blue sky, I think it's really working nicely. Um, this little tip right here, does it have to be there? Would it bother anyone if you removed it? I might remove it. And then I might go in and tone this down to black, a few of these little spots right in here. So that's just me being picky. But let's let's see what happens when we're picky, see if we like that a little bit better. And as I'm saying that, I might take the lights off of this, of right here on this building. I wouldn't do that to any of the others because, they're important, but just kind of trying to, pull in some darkness to push our eye back. And I think that would work really nicely. I love this shot. This is totally a keeper. Well done. Great timeline. Great, for the hour that you're looking for. Some nice moving lights. I love that you've got Las Vegas over on the right hand side, Mandalay Bay, working really nicely in here. I'm wondering if you can position yourself a little bit so that this light post wouldn't be on the O of the Delano. So, that's just a little thing, a little finessing of, where you move, but you might lose other things if you attempt to do that. But that's just something to think about. And sometimes when there's so much information, it's things you don't even see. So I would think about that. And then if I'm being picky, I'm pulling this light out right here and this little palm over here. Hey, it's what it's all about. Looking good. I love that you got up high. You're looking down. Great time. All that beautiful light happening. I love the light trail of right down here in the bottom, pulling us into the frame. Another fantastic shot, just for fun. Let's open this one. Oh, look how crispy that is. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy the Villa Inn Motel sign is lit. That's a piece of history. It's good to see it here, and I'm always worried that that one's going to go away. So you've caught a great piece of history. So remember where that might be. I love that you're getting up high. That just helps so much a lot of times with these hours. I wonder if some straightening could be done on this shot. In ACR, just go in and straighten things up a little bit. You might be surprised at how good it looks when you do that. And then if I'm just going to be picky, I just remove this right here out of the bottom of the frame. And maybe this motorcycle over here that's cut off. Leave these two and leave all the rest of this stuff. But maybe remove those two things. I know you have those skills. And then Fremont Street, great timing. The White Castle is, a new piece of history. So you've got new in this one, old in the other one. I would just keep playing with it. I wonder a little bit too, could you position to get the whole word white over here? So back to where we started. I'm just going to open that one up too. Wow, it looks fantastic. Great job. Now we are looking at Sydney's work. Also the golden hour, blue hour light shots. And these are looking pretty spectacular. And I wanted to look at these in Photoshop, already blown up. So I've taken us over there. Okay, so these are looking really good. I love the color. I love the reflection of the mountains into the water. The one little thing I would do is I would use my Photoshop skills and remove these cars. And if you don't want to remove them, just darken this down so they're a little bit less noticeable over there. Be careful though not to darken this down because I think this is an important piece of information for the image. So I think you've got a nice photograph here. I liked your captioning on this, the road to everywhere. Um, Great detail, texture up front, leading us in. The light is beautiful. And I just call this one a total keeper. It is done, it's inviting, and we're enjoying this as a photograph. And this one, it's very, very inviting, very nicely done. One of the things I see is a dust spot right here. So I would go and remove that dust spot. Those things get distracting. I think the foreground is appropriately cropped, leading us into the image. So I would just open this up and see if there's any other dust on that file. And as I say that, here's that dust spot again. And I just wanted to make sure it wasn't on my screen, and it's not because it's moving around. So you can see there's one. Um, the rest of your sky is looking a-okay. So I would probably just go back and take care of that. And it's probably in here as well. Let's see here. Where is it? Right there. So right above the 6. So it's going to be right in here somewhere, but we can't see it. So yeah, it's not popping up. Not at all. Should be about here. Over in here somewhere. But anyways, that's just getting picky. But picky on dust spots is important. So take care of those and the other two where you can actually see them in the sky. Okay? These are looking fantastic. Keep shooting. Um, snappy, snappy. Now we're looking at Chris's cuisine shots. And I'm in his email because I wanted you guys to look at his captioning as well as his images. So, the Willamette Valley is home to some of the best Pinot Noirs grown in the United States, and we are lucky to now call this place home. There are some 300 wineries within an hour drive of our home in Salem, Oregon. This past weekend, we visited one of our favorites, Brooks Winery. So, descriptive, giving us all the information we need, and a great start to the series of the wine with the little menu location and talking about the Legacy series. And then it goes down to talk about Jimmy Brooks, who unexpectedly passed away. About as harvest was about to begin, and a group of Jim's friends selflessly donated their skills, time, and passion to make Jimmy's signature style wine in 2004. So a lot of history, a lot of info here. Next up, letting us know why this is important. These are planks from the barrels. Very well done. And of course, the classic pour. You got to love that. I love the people are blurred in the background, so it's really focusing our attention onto the wines here. You get the greenery and then really focusing us in on the wine. Some of the gardens. And talking about this is where the chefs will pick daily for the small plates to accompany the wine tastings. So concise, well done images with great captions here. So that's what we want to be thinking about, being concise. And then I pulled these out. You can look at them all as a group and you can see how they go through. Okay, so when I'm getting picky now, I would like to see the top of this glass horizontal. So I would just straighten that up. I think this one is working fine. This is working fine. Like as I said, I was enjoying this one with the background, giving us a sense of location, a little piece of history. So, and they pop in different order than they had in his email. So, kind of giving us a little bit more. I almost might put this one at the front, leading us through, telling the story. It feels a little awkward, like a little crooked. And Chris, send me bigger files. I would like to see this a little bit bigger for viewing. But very nice work in here. Keep going. You're definitely telling a story. This shot, this shot, this shot. Those are the three real keepers here for me at this point. I'd like to see this straightened, and then I'd be totally there. These are nice support shots for the food. This one is informational. I don't think it's the most exciting photograph. And I might recrop this a little bit and maybe straighten this one up a little bit too. So maybe that was the wine. Anyways, keep going. Think about the straight line, and I think you're doing a great job with the storytelling. We are looking at John Ziebel's work, and he did cuisine this week as well. Learning his software for his Mac, the free software. So I'm wondering if your free software is iPhoto or Photos for Mac, Apple Photos. If so, shoot me an email and say, yes, that's what you're using, and I will do a little more video with that for you to help you out with it. So let's start with the first shot. This is Bella Vita in Henderson by Green Valley Ranch, and it's supposed to be one of the best happy hours in town. So this is the entryway, kind of giving us a sense of place. I might go back and shoot this again when it's full of people. That would add to the energy that we're looking at. Right now, it gives us a good sense of the space, but let's try to throw some energy in there as well. I like that you framed in the menu and the best of over on the left-hand side. I think that was an important choice. So the composition overall is working really nicely on this one. I like the shot inside. The tables are prepped and ready for us when we get there. I always love to see the kitchen exposed like that. Um, you've got a little bit of life over on the right hand side with the people there, the server working his way through. And I think this is just a nice capture of the space. So, very nicely done here. Nice and descriptive. Another descriptive shot of the food, the meal. I'm not even going to be picky on anything. Sometimes I'd say, oh, move those forks in or move those forks away. Um, I know from what I was reading earlier, your Photoshop skills, you don't have Photoshop. So that's something you might think about taking a class in down the road because with Photoshop, little things on the table like this can be cleaned up, little things like this can be cleaned up. But I think you're probably already getting a sense of that in some of the other videos where I'm talking about that with other people. So I'm glad that you reminded me that maybe you're not quite there yet, but you will be. And we're all at different places, and that's okay. So as long as now that you know these things, you can start to think about them too when you're setting up the shot. So if you see something on the table, try to clean it off because that might clean off. It might not. And same with little things over here. But I think the composition's working well. It's descriptive, letting us know everything that we are looking at here. So, and I'm getting hungry. This cuisine assignment is almost killing me, you guys. Okay, so we've got the wine glass, and you already pointed out, you said, I know that the napkin is the only thing in focus, but I still liked it. You know what? I like it too. Um, and I'm wondering what happens if you go with a square crop on this. Um, let's see here. I'm going to crop it, grab my crop tool. I'm going to come up here and choose my square. Let's see here. I kind of like the guy a lot. Oh yeah. That is a square crop I think is working a little bit stronger. Um, I like this shot a lot. I think it's fun. It's like I like the balance. I like the guy in the background blurred. Even though the point of focus is not on that front glass of wine, I think it's working. It's helping us to feel the movement through the space. So I might think about cropping that square. So I think you're looking at some good stuff in here. I would keep going. And the funny thing is, like, once you do this once or twice, like, oh, darn, my point of focus is, not where I wanted it to be, uh, you don't do that in the future. The other reason I liked it square is that this little corner over here, this little distraction right here is gone when we go back to the square. So that's just something to think about. Notice it's not there now. Okay? Well, because it's cropped away. Anyways, I think you have a nice set. I like the tones in here that you've got going. I think you said you maybe were playing with a dramatic filter. I think it's working. Um, I just say keep shooting, shoot more. And I would go back here because I think that I've been to this place and I know that they're in the evening. That place is hopping, busy. So I think I would love to see a little bit of that energy in here as well. These are nice and descriptive, but let's show uh, all of that energy, especially since we live here. Okay, good job. Okay, we are looking at Sierra's work, and Sierra went to Sushi Loca, located in Centennial Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. So very descriptive. She shot with her iPhone. It's the first time she's gone out for sushi, and she was not a fan. I understand that. So let's hop over here. I like the shots though. So let's look. Let's look at what she's doing here. This was kind of at the end of what you sent me, so I just kind of moved it to the front. I think that's a great way to enter in to the series and then into the menu gives us a a playful sense of what's happening. I love the shot with the glass. Those nails, they just match the glass. I'm fascinated by that, the nails and the color I'm looking at in here. So you've got a shallow depth of field going. You're using your iPhone. So in Snapseed, you can open up the shadows a little bit. So Snapseed is a free download that you can use for your iPhone. So this would be a little bit less shadowy. And I might play with the ambiance a little. I'm liking the depth of field that you have here. And I think that that's working as a photograph. You can also do a little cleanup with the healing in Snapseed. You just make the image really big and then you just tap it to heal little things like this within the photograph. Okay, so I think you're headed in a good direction with this. Um, you might be a little close. Let me open this up and see. I might have to change my mind here. Yeah, you've got some nice detail in here. When I was looking at it a minute ago, I was thinking that wasn't there. Once again, little things like cleaning up this little black area right here. Once again, a quick, easy fix using the little healing within Snapseed. Um, and I think that that's working. So let's go back to the others. Oh, yummy. I like how you darken the edges on this to focus our eye in. It looks like you were already munching on this with the drip on the sauce there, the ketchup. I think that adds to the photograph as well. Sometimes I would be like, "Oh, clean that up." But here it's more of like it's an active image when we see that. So I think that's working. Oh, it's an inviting photograph. Nicely composed. I like the fork with the greenery. That's working. I might step back and include a little bit more of the location as well, include those plates. I see that there's a person outside, so maybe just shifting the framing over here so we cut him out. And maybe you were doing this because you didn't want someone over on this side. Um, but if that's the case, just include more of the people. That's okay too. But I would like to see the more of the seating as well in here. But I love that what you're looking at. So just step back a little bit. That's what I'm thinking will help this shot. So you know, great start here. This one, these two are fantastic. This one, I just want to see a little bit more of the space. And of course, as I say that, then maybe we'll just go back here to that handy dandy crop tool and we crop it like that. That makes more sense. Okay, so from this to this. I think that's making for a stronger image. So feel free to crop things. Um, and I would definitely call this one a keeper if you crop it to go with the rest of the series. So nice work. You're looking at nice stuff again. Um, and nice job with your editing on this one. Crop this one. And I can't wait to see what you do next. We are looking at Karina's work now. She went to the Warehouse restaurant. What a fun, quirky looking place. I love the edit. It's very descriptive, what we're looking at. All the detail is there. A nice composition. It feels kind of like a seafood place. It's funny though, because with the name The Warehouse, I'm not thinking necessarily seafood. But when I'm looking at the location, I'm getting a sense of like some sort of fish shack or something like that. So I see over there on the window it says steak pasta. We've got the welcome sign. So there's a lot of descriptive things that we're looking at in here. And I like how you're using the wood in the front to help frame it, leading us in. I see the anchor down there, all the different flags. Here we get up close. There's daily special, steak, pasta, fish. Gives us the hours, all the important stuff we need to know about this location. Karina said she loved this photograph because of the reflection. I agree. I love that you're looking out at the marina. I gives once again a place that we're going to want to go. You want to go sit outside when you're out and about on your vacation. It's a great photograph, and I do like the reflection in the window here. And then lastly, we've got a shot of the food. I would like to see that whole plate in focus, not kind of softened down like you're doing here. I know you're doing that to focus us in on the food, but that plate is so unique. We don't see that very often. So I really want to see that crispy and fully there to soak up every little detail within here. I almost want to see more of the food kind of stuff going along with it. I think it's very descriptive of place. Maybe a few more reflection shots or inside shots. And I want to just see some more of that food too. But I think this is a great start. It does tell a story. Crispy image, but I do want to see that plate in focus. Focus, focus, focus that up for me. Nice work here. Keep going.